Hey everybody, so this is the new floor. This is what it looks like, all painted up. Pretty nice. I don't really hit it over there too much with the second coat because there's already 2 coats of primer on that, and it's just going to be underneath the seat anyways, and it's protected by the 2 coats of primer plus the 1 light coat of that stuff, so that's all good. I also painted underneath here too, like the wheel well underneath the seat. Yeah, anyways, but yeah, looks really nice. Looks really nice in here. Yeah, it looks really nice in here. Yeah, I also spray painted, well, not spray painted, but I painted the underneath side of the car with liquid asphalt in a can. It's over there somewhere. What I was doing is I was heating up some water and putting the can, which was kind of clogged, and so was the little sprayer. I was soaking the sprayer in isopropyl alcohol and then heating up the water and then putting the can in the water, and then the contents of the can will get heated up and it will rocket out of the can a lot more forcefully, so it'll clear the clog, which is really good. It's a really good tip. I tried to start up the car today, but I couldn't get it started, and it's because of a vapor lock issue that I keep on having, and it's because of today's gas. If you don't start up the car for about 2 weeks, that's what's going to happen. And so usually what's a good method is to go and siphon the gas out of the fuel hose, but it didn't really work because I guess I wasn't sucking hard enough. But I got a mouthful of gas like 4 times, and then after that I called it quits. So and I also wanted to like try and address this issue. I mean, like, there's a lot of play in the shifter, which is not good, right? And so what I was trying to do is I was trying to see like if I could start trying to figure out how to take it apart and look at what's wrong with what's inside. But yeah, so I figured out that this thing has a notch in it. I don't know what it means, but it does turn. But if you pull on it hard enough, like it moves out. It moves out, right? And this is also connected in there with a spring. You can see that moving. So the spring is holding everything in there. But I was wondering, like, how am I going to inspect it? But I think the answer is when I take out these screws and then uncover this. But I don't know. I don't think it's got anything else to do with anything further down there. No, I don't think it does. Because you know what? This is probably the steering tube that turns when you turn the steering wheel, and this is probably something else. So it's maybe something is inside here that's in here that's involved in this. Anyways, but yeah, so another thing I discovered is if you have a Rambler and you want to kind of access this area, you turn this and then it pops out, and then there's the nut. To take off the steering wheel, you just put this back on there. I think that you might have to move this. I think you might have to move this thing, that rubber gasket kind of looking thing. Move it back up to the edge of here in that little groove. Stick it in there. Stick the little guy in there, just like that. And stick it back on there. You know, I guess this would be probably straight. Jam it back on there and it'll stay there. Anyways, I put the switch back on. Put that on. Yeah, put the gas pedal back on. Blah blah blah. And tried to make some throttle linkage pieces But that wasn't going too good. I did a couple of attempts yesterday over here in my little workshop, right? And I went on Tom G's website and saw that he had clips on his throttle linkage, which kind of looks something like this. I can't really see the picture very well on his website. It doesn't really show all of the dimensions of the item. It just shows it in action about this far away. You know, so when you zoom into it and you only see like that much of it and then like a little bit of something that looks like this, you kind of have to sort of figure out what it could look like. And so that's what I was doing. This is a failure. This is a failure. This is a failure. This one was kind of funny, you know, like I put the rod through here and then it just came right out again. And I was like, oh, I don't know what my mind was thinking when I was trying to like, oh yeah, secure it in there with cotter pins. Anyways, I had to get more gas because my neighbor wanted me to weld his muffler back on for him. So I did that, helped him out. He gave me 50 bucks. But yeah. He asked me to fix his e-brake cable for him too. He was like, oh, you can fix my e-brake cable. I was like, no, I want to work on my car. And he was like, oh yeah, yeah. And then like after a little while, he asked me, he was like, hey, maybe you could do a tune-up on my Mercedes. Maybe you could, you know, put some new wires in there and stuff. And I was like, no. I just want to work on my car, you know. Anyways. So yeah, that's exciting. Also, another thing I did, unrelated to the Rambler, something else that I'd kind of be interested to talk about for just a second anyways, is I put some new strings on my guitar, and I wanted to try these new strings, like real fat strings, and something weird has been going on with that. I don't know why. Yeah, I put new strings on there. Skinny top, heavy bottom. Yeah, but look at the like strings. Like, it's pretty fat strings, right? Like, I wanted to have like a deeper sound, but look at how far away they are from the pickup. It's like literally like half an inch. And look at the floating bridge. Like, that's a crazy amount of lift. Look at that. So I tuned it all up and stuff like that. I had to retune it like 6 times because it kept on going out of tune, but new strings can do that, right? So I just kept on doing it, right? And then when it was all tuned and it maintained the tune of E, A, D, G, B, E, right? And it stayed there and I didn't need to tune it again. I looked at the floating bridge and it was like way up like that. I was like, holy smokes. So yeah, I think that there's something wrong with that setup for sure. And I don't think that the strings are close enough to the pickups for the pickups to receive the magnetic signals. So I'm going to stop by the store today on my way to work and talk to the guys about it and explain. I took some pictures and I'll show them. Show them what I'm talking about. All right, everybody. I did my taxes myself the other day on paper like I like to. And I found out I owe more than $6,000. And I asked my workplace, I was like, hey, do you think that maybe you guys did a mistake? And then they went, well, that kind of sounds like it, but maybe not. Let me check and see. They said, no, everything looks okay from what you gave us and what we were doing and how much taxes we were taking off your checks. But you did only claim like a very small amount of taxes being taken off your checks. So you kind of should have claimed a little bit of a different tax bracket. But it doesn't really seem like you should owe that much. So maybe you just made a mistake yourself. So maybe you should check that out. So, yeah. Cool. Okay. Thanks a lot, everybody. 1958 AMC Rambler Super, part 110. I made these patches myself with an embroidery hoop. That's my next one. With a needle and thread. One thread at a time. One thread at a time. This one was my first one that I ever tried to do, and it took me 16 hours. Pretty sweet, huh? This one over here. This one took me more than 60 hours. Pretty sweet, huh? Yeah. Yeah, more than 60 hours. Maybe 62. Something like that. Anyways, thanks a lot, everybody. Bye-bye.